Hello and welcome to Comic Book Wars episode 38, the comic book speculation.com podcast. I am Jimmy Linguini, obviously, who is one of the members of this podcast. I will let the other guys introduce themselves one by one, but yeah, thanks for joining us. So, first we have...
Hey, Sleepy John here. I didn't have much time to prepare for the podcast. I was trying to wrap my head about one of the worst ideas I ever heard this weekend, which was a combined toilet and shower. I'm just not really sure how it's going to work, and so I'm not sure how the comic talk's going to go tonight, fellas.
Can you shut up? That is the greatest idea ever, and we're not getting into that. Okay, you can introduce yourself too, but remember, that's a patent pending idea, and you better not steal it.
Somehow, I feel like a person who's endured trauma. I'm Nico, your weekend update correspondent with comicbookspeculation.com. I apologize for everything that's transpired in the last few minutes.
Dude, it's a great idea, okay?
God have mercy.
Think about the countries that don't have showers and don't have bathrooms, okay? Two birds with one stone.
Boy. A number 2 bird.
Yeah, plus then you don't get it on your feet anymore. It makes sense, okay? We're not
Let's talk
talking about it
comics.
anymore.
Okay, enough of that. Special thanks to our friend Nick for kindly constructing the most elegant redesign of the Comic Book Wars graphic. You, sir, are a saint.
It is pretty cool.
I think Emiliano
I think it was the big bag.
Made it originally, or maybe it was Matt Arnold. I can't remember, but I do like what he did with it.
I'm sure they both feel very appreciated.
Yeah. Well, whoever made it probably doesn't, but yeah. You did this last week. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. I had a good time. Dylan's a wild man. That guy pushes 900 live auctions a week, ending on Sunday and Monday. Right? Somebody didn't watch the podcast. And I marvel at how he does that. He employs 6 people full time and pushes big books like that Hulk one. There was a great discussion on the IG page. People were alarmed that he was handling that book without gloves, and I remain impressed that he can handle that books without gloves and just not care.
Whatever.
Some people tend to lose sight of the hobby when they get into buying and selling comics.
Where are your gloves?
Yeah, he did have underwear on though, for those that were wondering. So
okay, makes sense.
This news came out today. It was breaking news that Disney's Bob Iger is considering Mandalorian spin-off shows. So I want to know what you guys thought about that.
How is Bob Iger is involved in the Disney stuff like day to day?
Isn't he like the guy who is the president or something? I don't know who he is, isn't he?
Yeah, I didn't think he would be. I don't recall ever like seeing him involved in the dealings though.
He's the CEO and chairman of the board of Disney. Period.
Yeah, like he has more money than ever.
The most powerful company, arguably, in entertainment.
Well, I just thought it was interesting though, because we've heard rumors that Dr. Aphra was going to have her own series.
Yeah, right. Yeah, how's that working?
I don't know, because
I don't know, but I'm waiting for those books to tank because I'd like to grab a stack of them.
Apparently,
and sit on them for
they
10
just
years.
keep going up. Like it's kind
Wouldn't
of
that be
amazing.
good prime for a spin-off show within the Mandalorian universe? I don't know. I haven't seen Mandalorian, but I have seen people talk about this. Well, wouldn't it be good within that universe? Like, isn't it the same kind of thing?
Well, it's all connected to Star Wars. It's just like a side story. It's kind of like how Rogue One was a side story to the main Star Wars story.
Right.
So it's all like, I mean, yeah, it could definitely happen. I never read the Darth Vader with Dr. Aphra. I don't know what time that takes place at, but I think we'll have probably have a podcast coming up where we could discuss something like that.
Oh,
with Star Wars related.
It does seem to be a big push in Star Wars books recently. But yeah.
Well, they're just relaunching everything for absolutely no reason. Again, Marvel doing what they always do.
People buy them, so
Yeah,
It'll,
I mean,
it'll be interesting
people
to
are
see.
dumb. Well, do people do comic readers and fans buy them, or do the stores buy them, and then you end up seeing them a year later still at the stores, and they throw them in the sewer grate later?
Well, my question is,
Get rid of 'em.
will Star Wars books be the Archie Good Girl art of 2020, like Here Today, Gone Tomorrow, where there's a bunch of books that pop up, command a real big price tag, and then they tank within 6 to 9 months, or are they going to have some longevity?
Well-
There's certainly an argument to be had on both sides.
Yeah. Well, Marvel Star Wars books end up like Star Trek DC books, worth
Ooh.
absolutely nothing.
Ooh.
Yes, they will. Thank you.
okay. Well, I asked if
any
you
other
had any
theories?
other
Well,
theories based on the
maybe
Mandalorian.
Sometimes
spin-offs.
maybe the retailers burn the Star Wars books to create heat. It's either throw them in the sewer grate or maybe they burn them for heat. Those are your two options. Thank you for putting that other theory up there, though.
Another thing that came out today, and this is again in rumors, but Comic Book Resources is reporting it too. Christian Bale is to play an otherworldly character. So
I like that the major news sites now get the same news alerts that we do. It's taken them about 6 months, but maybe a year.
Why?
So who do
Is
you
this
think?
from their website? Why
Yeah,
is
this
there
is
a
from
picture-
Comic Book Resources.
Why
This
is there a
screenshot.
Batman cowl on the website that's Thor on the right?
They're like, in case you don't
Listen.
remember who Christian Bale was, he was Batman.
I like
Yeah.
to steal images because I'm very bad. So again,
No, I'm not
I
saying
just
it's your fault.
I just screen capped what Comic
Yeah.
Book Resources has, and again, I'm very surprised that that's there. I didn't notice that myself. But
That's
so
funny.
there's two
So-
theories that have been out there.
Yeah, go for
Well,
it.
you guys want to get into your theories of who you think it might be?
I don't have a theory. I just read some stuff and I said I guess that makes sense.
Okay, go on.
The main one that people are still trying to push is Beta Ray Bill. I guess he was kind of a bad guy when he first came
I
into
mean,
comics.
when it comes to casting, they call bad guys good guys just because they appear initially as, an unknown.
Yeah, they're kind
mysterious
of like
figure. I don't give
like
a lot
we
of
talked
credence to
about
that.
with Black Adam movie. Like he's gonna be a likable bad guy who
Well,
probably
and we've
turns
seen it
good.
at Marvel with recent, the same kind of sheets for what's her face, Clea and Brother Voodoo. They were both described as villains. People told me I was
Yeah.
nuts for suggesting it was them, and then a matter of weeks later, they're like, "Oh no, seriously, it's these two."
Yeah,
So-
they're still villains though, right? As
That's how they're being described.
Yeah.
But yeah, we both know they're not technically, nor is Beta Ray Bill technically. But yeah, I think he could be that figure.
So
Well, the
thing
other
that-
one that's been
Well,
rumored a little
let
bit.
me touch on
Okay.
this real quick. The thing that confuses me about why it would be Beta Ray is now they've done this obviously with Guardians, and why would they cast Christian Bale only to CGI his face, and his body presumably?
I've heard a good explanation of that, and also remember there were a number of reports that he was going to have he was going to be a CGI character because it would be more conducive to him doing other films that he cares about as opposed to the lesser
Because he wouldn't have
superhero
to
films.
be there all the time.
Right.
He'd just have to do the voiceover
Yeah,
I
that came
guess
from
so.
that came from one of our two
sources.
traditional sources. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. It just seems like a lot of money. The other characters that they've got to do the voice work now. I guess they did have Bradley Cooper, who probably wasn't cheap to do Rocket.
Whew.
So, and Bradley Cooper, he's another guy where it's like, why would you cast him and not even show him? I know Jimmy really thinks he's easy on the eyes. So, and Jimmy Christian Bale thoughts.
So
Easy
the
on the
other
eyes as well.
the other character that had been rumored, and this character goes back to September of last year. News came out that this character was going to be appearing in this movie. There was no real confirmation, but again, people are again pushing it. It is Gore the God Butcher, who first appears in Thor: God of Thunder. So there's no confirmation. This is still an unconfirmed rumor, but these are the two characters that people seem to be gravitating towards.
I like Gore. I think I'm very confused as to when they first reported the Thor 4 movie, they said it was going to be based on Jason Aaron's Mighty Thor run. Then everybody just, from what I never saw any talk of the Thor God of Thunder series, but that's where obviously Jane Foster first appears as Thor, which we know is going to happen in the movie at the very end of the God of Thunder run, which leads into the new Woman Thor series. I could definitely see Gore, but the story, it's just a one-off story, so it depends. I guess there's so much stuff that intermingles since Donny Cates got involved with the Venom stuff and Null and Gore. So as far as the MCU is concerned, I don't think they would line up, but eventually they could, I guess, with Sony and MCU. Marvel
Life of Agony says that they still like the Silver Surfer angle. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, Silver Surfer and Annihilus are
I think it's
certainly
too
on the
early.
radar. I mean, they're otherworldly alien characters,
Well,
but it's hard to speculate
remember,
without insider info.
This is definitely for the Thor movie, right? Because
Right, but I mean, again, we've got a pretty complicated plot. Like, what are you going to do? Drop him in the middle of it? If you drop him in the middle of it, Beta Ray doesn't seem to make sense. Gore, maybe. That kind of makes sense, but there's the symbiote angle there that I would think that Marvel would be scared to go down. Maybe I'm wrong, but
yeah, right.
That's just my gut.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
if you do them as like a post-credit scene, Surfer, Annihilus, they make more sense to me.
Yeah, that's definitely Gore's whole thing. That's a good point. Is it's basically a symbiote. So you're right. That could be.
It complicates the issue.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't know if Marvel's still gun shy. It's the same reason why Norman Osborn. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know about Surfer. I could see Surfer. That makes sense, I guess. But I still feel like it's too early to
for them just to drop him in.
Yeah, to be getting them involved, I feel like it's
the
a little
sprinkles
too early
are coming,
still.
Like,
well,
we can get into it later, but
James Gunn said that what did he say? He had a Q&A last week where he said he had been talking about Surfer and who was it, Galactus?
Yeah,
I can't remember the other character he said. I don't know if it was Galactus or I think it was maybe.
I've been a fan of that guy since Lollipop Chainsaw.
Silver Surfer?
Gary Nasser has brought up that Mangog was Jane Foster's main enemy in the book and the embodiment of hate, the title of the movie. So that would also make sense.
Right.
I assume that's in the Jane Foster Thor run. Mangog, I don't know. I didn't read any of that.
That's what he said. He said Jane Foster's main enemy. Duh.
Main enemy in the book. Her main enemy was cancer, actually. So
no, she had more than one.
Jeez, that's dark. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I mean,
John's a very dark guy. But
who ended up? So who did
speaking about dark, you guys watched the Super Bowl this weekend? You guys were all Super Bowled. Your Super Bowls?
Yeah, I Super Bowled it.
Oh, well,
half of it at least.
Like Winnipeg won, right? No, that was
Jesus Lord.
That was the okay. Anyways, how was it? It was good. Good. Well, anyways, there was a Super Bowl commercial that for the Disney Plus, and it showed a few clips of the upcoming Disney Plus series. So it's pushed a few books. I guess the first one that it's pushed is this. There's this clip for Loki, and he's wearing this shirt, and apparently people are equating that this logo here says TVA. Right?
Yeah, I mean, there's some definitely some people who know their comics out there. I saw the commercial and I was like, well, there's nothing in that we didn't know. But yeah, I would. So seems to make sense.
The TVA it apparently stands for the Time Variance Authority. At least this is what people are pushing. Mm-hmm. And the Time Variance Authority are a group of organization within the Marvel Universe that police the multiverse and the various different timelines. And when something gets too dangerous, they come in and make it so it doesn't. It just calms down. So their first appearance is Thor 372, and this book has kind of picked up quite a bit.
I don't
Yeah,
know
there's
if this
another
is-
book I like that's not this one, but I'll be writing about it on the weekend update.
There's
you guys
like
will see.
10 characters that are part of TVA, and they all have different firsts. I haven't looked inside this book to verify that, but this one seems to be the one that I've seen on a couple pages where people are pushing this one.
Well, this book is
So-
credited as being the first appearance of the group. So
Could be. Yeah, I don't know myself. I just know that I've seen that as well.
yeah, Nasser says that like the officer first appeared on the cover of 371. Yeah, very possible. But
Yeah, the
this
question is really going to be: is this the character who?
Owen
Wow. Plays
what?
Owen
Wilson.
Wilson.
That was his Owen Wilson.
Yeah. Like which of those characters, as John described. So there's a number of different members. I think some stand out more than others, and we'll see how that all shakes out.
Yep, but this could also just be a throwaway scene, right? So we don't know. Like
Well, I
this, this might not
Yeah,
really
yeah,
mean
definitely.
anything. so-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question about it.
There was another thing that came out this week. It was another actually that might have been in Falcon and Winter Soldier, I guess. Another another photo of a backdrop from Falcon and Winter Soldier that was another group, and it's just like, man, there's a lot of stuff coming out right now as they lead up
Yep,
to these
and
shows.
comics are down, and there's a ton
I think-
of opportunity, man. To be, if you're a buyer and you squirreled away a little bit of money, or you're smart about your flips, it's a great time to be buying comics. I think
It's down in terms of like new spec. You're saying,
down in terms of prices on
or
big books, like if you're trying to move
yeah,
keys, it's just that
this
time
is
of
like
year.
a $1 book though.
Well, yeah,
Correct.
it was
It was.
Yeah.
It's not anymore, but they're still out there for $1.
selling
Yeah,
for about
definitely.
20 to 25 bucks.
Yeah,
So-
that's where I would see it. I don't think it goes any higher. But
I don't
The
know.
other
I'll take them for $1.
the other
Yeah.
book that has started shooting up is there's a clip that shows Scarlet Witch pregnant, which we all knew was going to happen. So Vision Scarlet Witch has kind of jumped up, the issue
Man.
12, the birth issue, but I mean that was
and it
predictable.
shows some cribs in one scene too.
Yeah,
Yep.
and pacifiers. There's 2 pacifiers at one point as well.
Yeah.
A floating pacifier.
I mean,
One
this
is
stuff
floating,
we've
yeah.
already known, as well as the. Do you have anything else on that show?
No, I'm just saying this book has
Oh,
jumped
okay.
up because of that. Those are just the 2 books that I saw were affected by the.
The other
the
one
Super
that I
Bowl
don't really
commercial.
get that has been speculated since the first Avengers Endgame movie, when Vision had his stone taken out and he went white. That there's that West Coast Avengers book. What is it, 42 or
40,
something
Yeah, it's
like
only
that?
selling for like $8 or $10. It's not really.
Yeah.
It hasn't had.
But
jump
but
like
there's
the
been
other
a number of sales on it, and I guess in that I didn't go back and analyze that commercial because some of it's in black and white, the show itself, and I guess there was one scene where Vision was in black and white and Scarlet Witch was in color, so people are looking at that, which would easily tie into him losing his stone, because they haven't really said when that show takes place. I don't believe, have they, in terms of the MCU timeline? Like, is it current after all of the phase 3 stuff, or it's part of phase 4, but does that mean it's part of the timeline of that as well?
Yeah, I have no idea. It's a good question.
Is it a good question?
Yeah, it's a very good question.
Very good.
Well, thank you for bringing it up, John. Oh,
Yeah,
you're very
did
welcome.
good.
Thanks for the
Yeah.
time.
No, it's interesting. I wish I had a good answer, but
It
I
was
don't.
okay. I mean, I'm not thanking you for bringing it up. The other news that came out this week was that Sierra is apparently appearing
Sierra.
in the Loki series, right? Sierra.
Is that the
Sarah.
No,
Sierra?
that
S-E-R-A.
was the
Sierra?
female He-Man.
No, she's the first
Sierra?
transgender Marvel character. At least that's how she's been described.
Correct.
And her first appearance is Angela. What is this?
Let's see how
Agents
these
of
words
Asgard.
come out.
Asgard's
Asgardian
assassin
something
number
or
1.
another, yeah.
Asgard's, not Asgardian. Asgard's assassin number 1. And this book has shot up quite a bit. there's a Scotty Young variant, and then there's 2 ratio variants. These books are doing pretty well. There's one actor or actress on Twitter that said that they can't comment on if they're going to be this character, so that pretty much means that it's confirmed that they're going to be this character. So this is happening.
Not
Right.
Owen Wilson.
Those are the only 2 you put up. There's 2 variants for other variants. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
No, I said I had all of
150
them.
on
But
the
there's
left.
these 2 ratio variants that have also been doing pretty well.
Yeah, that one on the
100
left is
on the
pretty
right.
nice.
Yeah.
The one on
Yeah,
the
the one
right
in
is
50
terrible.
is sharp. The one in 100 is garbage, but it's
Those
tough.
design
'cause
variants are
it's white.
terrible. I don't know
And the
why
Scotty
they-
Young
Well,
one isn't
yeah.
that bad either when you look at
No, that one's pretty cool.
when you in terms of Scotty Young covers, because he has some
Absolutely.
trash ones. This one's
Yes,
not
he
that bad.
does.
Really?
Yeah.
Most of his stuff is pretty good.
I don't like
honestly.
the white covers that have like minimal backgrounds.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you on that.
He excels when he does.
That's
do
why
that.
when I look at this one where he actually has like I guess it's because it's in space and it's black. I think if the background isn't white and it has some kind of detail to it, I like it a little bit more than his other trash.
Mhm.
But I mean, he's a good. I mean, there's definitely an audience there. So yeah, that's happening. The Sierra stuff. What do you guys think about
Yeah.
that?
I could care less. I mean, it's fine. It's a fine.
Oh, I mean
Pick
about the
up.
character coming. I mean, I think it's good for spec. I mean, I don't care about
It's
it being
fine.
transgender.
Well,
I mean, who cares?
how much did the what's her name the female Valkyrie in the Thor movies?
Jesus Christ.
You know, that book never really did much once
Ugh.
once
can't
they
give 'em
pushed
away.
once they pushed the agenda of her being homosexual, and like, what does that matter at all?
Is that what did
to-
it though?
No, it didn't
It
do
wasn't that-
anything.
it No,
the book
it
just
didn't do
fucking
anything, but they
shit the
made
bed.
sure that came out.
That was like the only fact they talked about.
I just
Yeah.
didn't like the actor.
It
that
wasn't
played
like
her.
A-list
How about she's a
actress.
badass and she's like helped
Gonna be
Thor a
the
lot in
king of the
movie.
fucking Asgard.
But yeah,
Right.
like the actor who played her has some bad movies, like the new Men in Black reboot, and there's something else she was in.
That was
kinda trash.
Thor 3.5 actually.
Yeah.
They wore
So-
suits in that one though.
Okay.
Hey, it's time for Nico time. Are you guys ready for Nico time?
Oh my
What's
gosh!
What is that? Is that a caricature of Nico?
Yeah,
Or what
I
is that
accidentally,
thing?
Because I'm
I accidentally
slender.
deleted our old layout, so
Because I'm slender.
I'm starting again. Sorry.
Slender.
It did? It accidentally deleted it?
I accidentally deleted it, okay?
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I accidentally deleted the layout. Oh no! So I had to make a new one, and I half-assed it. I apologize.
All right.
That's amazing. I like that even better actually.
Well, this is exciting. Who's excited?
So your first book is Our Army at War 113. It's a CGC 9.0, highest graded copy. First appearance of Wildman Jackie Johnson, and it sold for $871.
9.0 is the highest graded copy? Seems a
Yeah.
little low.
Now, pop quiz. Who the fuck is Wildman Jackie Johnson?
He
well,
was-
first of all,
he
his
was
real
an
name
army
is
gunner.
Jackie Johnson, but why does it say on the label first appearance? No, it says first appearance of Wildman and Jackie Johnson. So they're both two
Oh.
different people.
They're two different people.
Yeah, maybe you should have
Yeah.
investigated that first.
Wow.
You ready?
man.
I have no idea who those people are. None.
Okay.
Absolutely none. Because I don't read Our Army at War, like crazy old DC war comics. Okay. But what I will say is this book went relatively cheap. There's only 20 copies of the book in any grade on the census. And the last copy in this condition sold in, you're at what year? 2013 for a whopping $1,100 and change.
I thought you were gonna say $11.
No,
What grade
Uh,
was it? 9.0?
no.
Okay, go on. I'm listening.
Is this book hard to find or something? It's a 12 center. I mean, it's not like it's that old.
Guys, I'm just saying it's one that was not on my radar, but certainly now will be. And
Yeah.
I hope it's on the radar of everyone who's watching. I hope somebody gets highest graded and makes a grand. If you do, please tag us on IG.
Yeah, these books are impossible to find. Good luck.
No, I don't think so.
I
In
don't
high
think so
grade.
either.
In high grade. Okay.
In
Good
high
luck.
grade, yeah.
Who cares? There's
I
only
would say
20
that.
copies on the census. It's one to
Yeah.
snag out of a box for $10 or whatever
Good
Yeah.
luck.
and make yourself some cash.
$10. Okay,
John,
next book.
can we do that around here?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look for it. It's pretty
Me
easy
too.
cover I'll
Absolutely.
remember.
It's
I won't
pink.
remember the number, but I'll just
Nope.
look for the pink cover.
Yep. All right. Next book on the trajectory of, holy crap, I can't believe that sold for that much. All right. So Strange Tales 109 CGC 50. Everybody knows this is the first appearance of Circe with a C, not an S. It is arguably an analog and or the same character as appears in the Eternals. That's the matriarch of the Eternals storyline. She got a ton of attention back when it was rumored that Angelina Jolie was going to have that lead role. This auction is frighteningly low. To give you some indication of just how low, it is a 5.5 sold for $222 last month, still in the down market. I think this was an exceptional buy for whoever picked it up, and is going to be a smart flip. We'll see how high it goes.
You think this is going to relate to the Eternals movie, though?
Well,
Going to see it?
Yeah, I think this. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
know when the Circe stuff came out, people were talking about this one.
There's a dispute. It'll get if the movie's a hit, it'll be real big. It'll be like Hulk 180, Hulk 181, kind of stupid nonsense. If it's not a hit, there'll still be an opportunity before the movie to flip this book and make serious money. Somebody did gangbusters on this book.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So Jimmy had a mild nervous breakdown before the podcast about this specific book. It's super interesting for me. There are 247 copies of this issue graded, 32 9/8 on the census. Here's what's weird, or I guess fascinating. Back in September of last year, just a few short months ago, this book in this grade sold for $4,150. The following month, it sold for $3,650. About 15 days later on Halloween, it sold for around $3,000. Now, I'm looking at GPA and I'm like, were there's like price variance? I mean, I had no idea that a 9/8 of Gilgamesh, in spite of the casting, commanded that kind of a premium. I assumed it went for, I don't know, half of what this price right here, half of what a 9/8 of Eternals 1 commanded. And I was like, oh, well, maybe this is the 35-cent price variant. And then I looked at the CGC census, and there are no 35-cent price variant 9/8 on the census. Thanks for the visual, Jimmy. Good job.
What's going on there?
All right, so this one's a cool one too. Speaking of, again, of down books, okay? This is the first appearance of Tick in comics. There are some earlier appearances, but this is a pretty rare book. There's only 28 9/8 on the census, less than 200 copies in any grade that have ever been slabbed. So this sale at $785 is about half what the book sold for in 2017 in this grade. It sold for $2,100.
That's crazy.
So when I say we're in a down market for big books, I mean it. I don't know that there aren't some other factors, right? Like there was obviously a TV show with the Tick.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think 2017 is when the
there
TV
are other
show
value drivers. Angelina Jolie with the
Circe.
Strange Tales, Circe book. I mean, there are other value drivers, but the point is, there's a lot of opportunity out there, and if you've got some money squirreled away, now's the time to buy big books. Those things that you've been waiting on, like, should I do it? Should I not do it? If you're going to pull the trigger, I think if you don't do it here in the next, what do you think? 30 to 60 days?
I don't even know. I think you got 2 weeks, maybe
2 weeks?
a little bit longer.
Yeah. I mean, when tax time starts coming and,
Yeah.
and the checks start rolling in, holy cow, people are going to be moving. So, is that all she wrote, big guy?
I don't know.
I mean, you should know, right?
No, I pay very little attention to any of this.
I read my favorite comment ever. Oh, like
Nice.
you're like me. I read my favorite comment ever though.
Yeah.
Which was, I gotta scroll back. Oh, here it is. There you go.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I agree. Are we in the Wednesday Warrior guide? This week seems pretty good.
Does
to
it?
make that $10? Does it not?
Oh,
$10 holla at your mama.
$10 is
I
more
was
than
bragging
$no.
about Sleepy and Jimmy as the only guys who are still winning Wednesday.
Well,
I haven't bought a
I don't think
Wednesday
you know
book
like
in
a
a
lot of.
long
Okay, well, I guess the big book of this week, possibly year, is this Agrusuku #1 from Oni Press. So this is a Netflix anime series, and it's going into its 3rd season. And if you ask like people under the age of 18 if they know about this, they'll say yes. Nobody really ordered it. It sold out at the distribution level about a week ago. And they seem to be selling for $45 a sets, and just the regular cover A is selling for $20. So,
Oh, jeez.
What do you mean? Oh, geez! I sent you a Midtown
Is this
comic
no?
thing, and you could buy one at Midtown on Saturday.
Yeah, Midtown's terrible. You'll get it in a month, and it'll be a VF copy at best.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think the book might be going places. So
we'll
see.
Is this show geared towards adults though?
it's an anime, so I don't know.
Well, that tells me nothing.
Well, it's anime, so it's not geared towards you or me.
Looks like cartoon.
Yes, it's an anime. Anime.
Cartoon.
Okay.
Well, what I was getting at is is the content meant for adults or children?
I'm not sure.
Because people are obviously just buying it.
I'm not sure if
now
the
it's
content
worth
is made
money.
for people who wear like fursuits or whatever, but I think it's going to be underordered, and we'll see where it goes. But
So-
it has the potential of being like having the Rick and Morty fandom aspect, except
The cat thing is a woman, obviously. That's is
well, it
wearing
has its
skirt
own Funko
there
Pop.
on-
Can you stop putting up comments? Because when you put up comments, it blocks out Sleepy John.
Oh.
And you see, when I do it, I just do it like once. I don't put up like a million of them.
Oh.
So
I don't think
Yeah.
John minded. He just liked the comments.
So yeah, back to Wednesday Warrioring. I think Ag Risotto is a good book, but
Yeah, you
I don't
fucked
know.
up. Yeah, I can still put the comments up.
I'm gonna change the password. But yeah, I think the cover B, if you can grab it, it's a good book to grab. But who knows where this book's gonna be next week? But underordered, who knows where it's going?
Yeah,
Jimmy's
for
spec
crazy
pick
money.
of the month. Bang.
Listen,
He was on.
I muted
was
my
on the
mic when you
website.
said you're bullshit and it was boring. Okay, so you can do the same thing for me.
Jesus.
You don't have to be a dick. Another
I think
book that
was
comes
a
out.
truthful comment.
Another
Very
book that
kind.
comes out this
That's being
week.
Very kind. Thank you, John.
Another book that comes out this week that I think is kind of garbage is this new Scout Comics Tart 1 or Tart issue
Why is
1.
it garbage? Why is it garbage?
Well, have you guys heard about what Scout's doing with their new feed into the speculator game? Like what their plan is?
No.
And this is how the first issue they're doing it. Okay, so this is their new nonstop series. Have you heard of their new nonstop imprint?
No.
Okay, so nonstop means that they don't put the cover price on the book, so you have to look it up on your order to figure out that it's $3.99. But also,
Why
they're
does
not
that matter?
they're not publishing issue 2, 3, or 4. They're just publishing a trade paperback. So they're publishing issue 1, and then they're publishing a trade paperback. So they're playing the speculator game because
Didn't they already
instead
do
of
this with those 2 comics that came out a couple months ago?
which ones?
I can't remember what the titles of them were, but we put them up one week, and you were like, "No, these come out next week or this week or something." And I was like, "No."
Yeah,
no.
I'm wrong. A lot
And
of
then I do recall hearing about this though. There's that other comic company that's doing a similar that's been out for like a year now. They did that similar thing where they put the first six issues out all at once in floppy format, and then the trade came out later or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that makes sense though, in a way, because you get all the hype at one point, right? You get all the issues, but this one they're not even publishing issue 2, 3, and 4. They're just coming out with a trade paperback.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that yet. I because there's two ways to look at it. One, it's obviously the Netflix approach. You get all your content at once. What I am not sure of is that good for bringing more readers into the shop, or does it hurt the secondary market for comics? The producers of the comics just care about people reading them for the most part. Although we've seen some of these smaller, all the companies know the market now. They know they got to make variants, they got to make limited stuff, surprise issues, etc. But whenever the trade market has kind of hurt the secondary market as well, because it used to be they maybe would do a trade. If they didn't, you had to go out and find the issues, which would help back issue sales. Then they maybe printed it once and they never reprinted it, so the trade was even worth money. Now they'll reprint it every 2 months. They'll reprint the trade.
I never actually thought about that. They did used to take a lot longer putting out trade paperbacks and hardcovers.
You know what?
And when I say like used to, I mean like 4 or 5 years ago. You'd have to wait a lot longer than you do now.
You know what screwed a recent one was Batman Damned. They put the trade out like the next week after issue 3 came out or something. Yeah. It was like, why even bother putting the singles issues out if you're gonna just reprint it that quickly? And it kills any secondary market value on the books, because number one jumped up, and then maybe you say, well, I'm not going to pay $100 for a book, I'll just wait till the trade comes out. Well, subsequently you assume that being a 3-issue series, there is still some value left in those couple issues. But when you just go and just print the trade right away, they sell fine, and the company makes their money, but doesn't help the secondary market. And in my opinion, the secondary market is what fuels the hobby in terms of conventions and all the money that goes into conventions. It's not what local comic shops make their bread and butter off of is new comics. That's where they make most of their money typically. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's fine. So let Scout try it out. I feel like try it out, see what happens. What's your guys' thoughts on it?
I think it's a good idea. I think it will be a colossal failure, but who knows?
I kind of don't mind it, because I guess the idea is like you can buy one for $4 and see if you like it. Then you're not 10, 15, $20 into a investment before you know what the book's about.
Yeah, I guess, but it just feels like they're feeding into the speculator market. Like, why don't you just come out with a trade and release like the first issue free digitally or something? I don't know.
That's what that other company did. They released all the number 1 issues as PDFs that you could read for free. See if you liked it. I forget what the name of that company was.
Yeah, I can't. It sounds familiar. I can't think of that.
They had that one comic. It was called Sarah. She was like a
Vault, isn't it? Isn't it Vault?
No, it was a brand new company, I believe.
I think that's Vault. It's Sarah. I don't know. Another book though that seems to be selling well is this Conan Battle for the Serpent Crown 1 in 100 hidden art variant. So it's by John Buscema, and
Pass.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would want these books, but every time the Conan books come out and they have high ratio variants, there's multiple sales well above the ratio. So
it's crazy that there's still like people buying Conan and stuff.
I thought it was for Moon Knight, but I don't know. Is this one for the sexy lady? I mean, she's not that sexy, and she's what? She's a snake or something, or maybe she's just hanging out with a snake. It's weird because it seems like she's kind of blended into it, but I guess she's not.
John Buscema has a good following, but that's not a great looking piece of art.
Jane the Snake Roberts.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, so there's that one. This week, we also see the first time Boom has pushed out ratio variants for a second printing. So we have 1 in 10 variants for the second printing of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TMNT #1. There's also a thank you variant for retailers that ordered this. I really don't understand why Boom keeps doing these thank you variants for each issue of Power Rangers. It seems really weird, but more power to them. But there's definitely money that could be made on those books.
Isn't that one selling for like $80 or something? Or that's
the
what
1 in
people are
10. Yeah,
asking.
there's been multiple sales.
Yeah, for
What
the
was
record,
thank you variant?
remember we called that.
Yeah, we did talk
By
about it.
we, I mean, I called
I put up a post 2 days before it ended on FOC. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I
think Midtown was
I didn't
trying to
order
get
any,
80 for it.
but I've seen multiple sell around 70. But that's it, apparently, according to this graphic.
That was it?
That's it. That's it for Wednesday Warring. It's not a big week. I really think Agru Zuku has caught retailers by surprise. I think that's going to be the book. What was that comment I saw? I saw a comment where somebody said that it was good and that it reminded them that Nico sucked. Yeah, here we go. It's a hilarious anime show. So whatever, we'll see. It's not up my alley.
So it is a woman. That's what I thought. Because it looked like she had a dress on.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few Funko Pops that she has, so it's not like.
I heard Nico was getting into Funko Pops, by the way.
Well, there's one Funko Pop from
media.
Japanese Con that sells for about $100, and usually
Japanese Con.
Yeah, usually nothing
That doesn't
characters
sound politically
don't
correct.
have Funkos that sell for $100. So and it was a con in Japan, and it has a sticker that says Japan Con or Japanese Con or something.
Oh.
So I don't. Nico looks like he's not talking now, like because he.
No, I think
I can hear you. I just don't really have anything to
he's
say.
controlling the. He's doing the back end stuff for the Comic Book Wars podcast.
No, the problem with the back end stuff, and this is what I hate about putting these comments up, is you got to switch. Like you have to switch our where we are, otherwise it blocks out the face. So you see this, and then I go like you go. It blocks like it usually blocks you out, and
well,
yeah.
I'm
see,
just saving
then
people's
who are
eyeballs.
you? I mean, it's just,
Right there. I'm Django Unchained.
I don't know. I hope they fix that.
Django and Zorro. That's me.
I don't know. Apparently, you're not there. It's just a hat. You're just a hat.
No, that's me. Django Zorro.
We're still doing our market watch. You guys happy for a market watch?
Yeah, let's try it out. Let's see what we got.
I'm not.
That could be every week, but some
I'm not
weeks we
enthused
have
with
it.
Nico's unenthusiasm.
He's very excited. I talked to him about it.
Oh, okay.
So did you guys understand what this? I read this once, and then I was like, I'm not sure what is going on here. So Arrow TV show ended last week or whatever. This week, I don't know exactly when it was. Last week, maybe. And apparently, at the end, they kind of left the door open that Diggle could be a Lantern. I don't know exactly because I didn't watch the show, but I saw this come through a lot of comic book pages, websites, etc. So what I read is that Diggle could be John Stewart, which I was like,
yeah, it's not accurate.
No, he's Diggle. His name's not John Stewart. But I guess I looked a little bit more into it, and it was saying he could be John Stewart on an alternate universe, in an alternate universe. And I was like, that still makes no sense. And then I thought about it some more, and I was like, well, I guess Spider-Man is different people in different universes, so he could be John Stewart in a different universe because DC's been playing with the multiverse stuff in their show with Crisis on Infinite Earths, etc. So the only thing that I pulled away from this was that his first appearance in comics was in New 52, Green Arrow number 24. And that book is selling for $20 plus now.
Oh, really?
It's been around for a long time. This came out, I think, when the show first came on.
2013.
Because this also has this series also has the first Felicity Smoke, who is the other major character in the TV show, was a New 52 character. So there's a regular version and a 125. The 125 there's not really any sales that are mind blowing. Selling for, well, I think the last sale was like $25. I mean, you might as well get the regular color cover. How long will this last? I don't predict more than another week, maybe, but it'll probably hang around $10 for a while now. So if you see it in a dollar box, it's a good pickup. Maybe make $10 on it.
Yeah, don't be fooled into thinking that
I didn't
that's
even check to see what the John Stewart books were doing. I'm more thinking John Stewart is still hanging around the Lantern talk for maybe an HBO Max show, or
right, and those will be
they ever
different
do make a movie
castings according to
with Tyrese.
reports.
Well, so like that again, and I guess this is
So
what,
I
the
think
third
that was
week?
the only market watch we had, right?
No, but this is, I guess, this is the third
Yeah,
week. I'll
okay,
bring
good.
it up, and I'll bring it
Well,
up.
thank
I don't
you.
care. But John
Appreciate
Stewart
the
is
input.
hard pushed in this book, Green Lantern Legacy, where he teaches this kid, whatever his name is, I can't remember, but he's teaching
Jimmy,
this kid.
We're done being
all
proud
about-
of you for reading a comic.
Listen, I read, okay, and you're gonna accept it whether you like it or not. We lost John apparently.
They'll be back.
He left because he wanted us to bond over our fight. So, how do you feel?
Hurt on the inside.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
He's back.
Oh, so you're just gonna avoid me? Okay, I see how it is.
Back in
Okay,
the
here we
New
are.
York
So what else do
crew.
we have? Market Watch is over.
Yeah.
But we got GPA for CGC Comics Watch. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay. So our first book we had was Hong Kong Fooey #1.
Hong Kong Fooey #1. One of Nico's funny animal books.
Yeah.
Hong Kong Fooey from Charlton Comics. So there's actually only 3 9/8 on the census for this book. This one sold for $700, which seems crazy to me, but not too crazy considering that there's only 3 on the census.
Did you ever see it?
I don't know. I mean, I would never think to look for it, I guess.
Good point.
Usually when I see the funny animal books or the Charltons, I just kind of pass them by, or the Archies, But
isn't this a cartoon character? I wouldn't call it.
Yeah, it's a
funny
cartoon.
animal. I mean, it's just like the Scooby Doo's and the
yeah,
all of
those are all
those
funny
characters
animal
are all-
books. Porky
Are they?
Pig,
I
Donald
agree.
Duck.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily. I guess if you're gonna. I guess okay. I
But
didn't
it
realize
seems
that they
like
all fall into that category.
it's not like highly sought after as a graded book, because a 9.4 sold for $150 last year, and 9.2 sold for $68. So I wouldn't go out snatching it up just to get it graded. You obviously are going to need a 9.8, maybe a 9.6 to make some decent money on it. It's an interesting, weird book.
I like how he's karate chopping a watermelon, and there's a cat there
Yeah.
that's like, "I'm gonna eat that watermelon." The cats don't eat watermelon.
It's
Anyways.
like Gallagher stole all his material from this cover.
Yeah, but like, why are they all like? They're all gonna eat the watermelon after a dog cuts it in half. Like, wouldn't there be dog hair all over it?
Maybe he's the kind that doesn't shed.
Rough life.
RUFF. I see what you did there. Blade #1, the photo variant from 1998. This book sold for $120. There's only one other sale of a 9.8, and that was $200. Just a book that maybe keep an eye out for if you can find one. I assume with this white cover, it's gonna be pretty tough to get one that doesn't have a lot of dirt rub or cover rub on
I
it.
think they press really nice though.
I could see that.
Jimmy
I think
clearly has a stack, and I'm jealous.
During this era, I think the cover stock was pretty decent. It's a lot better than whatever the hell they put out now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's a little thicker.
Oh, there's only
That's what
5.
she said.
There's only 5 of these
No, the
on
paper is a
census
little thicker
as well.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Vengeance #1. Now, obviously, this book has seen an uptick with the rumors that America Chavez may appear in Doctor Strange movie. This book sold for $345 recently. It's trending around $350 right now. The all-time high was last year. It sold for $385. But
What do you guys think?
Well, there were lows of $220 this year. So this book is kind of all over the place. What I would say is, when I saw this and I went and did a little, did a little research on GPA to see where it was trending at, I went back to the search results to see what was for sale. And there was one ending in like 6 hours of raw copy that I paid $40 for. It looks pretty nice. I started picking these up last year at Heroes Con. I think I picked 3 of them up for between 20 and 30 maybe at the most.
Here's kind of my question. Do we believe the news as it's being reported that she will appear in the Multiverse of Madness and then is getting spun out into her own Disney Plus series? Because if that's the case...
What's the Multiverse of Madness?
That's the Doctor Strange movie.
That's what it's called? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. The guy who said it hasn't been wrong before. So
has he been right before, though?
Yeah. No, he was right about all of Phase 4 shit.
Yeah.
No, this is a new guy, though.
No, the same guy said this one.
That's the old guy.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Okay. This book has just been constantly on the uptick.
It's got a low floor and a potentially high ceiling, but like you say, it vacillates everywhere. I've got a stack of raw copies, but I don't think I got a 9.8 contender, maybe one.
There's 126 on the census. I have yet to find one that I thought was a 9.8 as well. Usually because this series was highly overlooked when it came out, a lot of times when I found these, they have not even been bagged and boarded.
Absolutely.
I find them in dollar show stock.
Sure as fuck wasn't paying $40 for mine.
Yeah. Right? I'm usually not finding this anymore for $1, but I'll find the rest of the series.
No, do you guys pick up the rest of the series if you see them in dollar bins?
No. I've been picking up number 2s now, strictly for the fact that it's her second appearance. And
yeah, I've kind of been. I stopped doing that for a while. I was putting together sets.
I don't know that
the covers are gorgeous
because they're Del Auto. I mean, they're awesome. I don't know that I want sets of it strictly for the fact that it's 4 issues, potentially 5 that there is no interest in. And I've never read the series, so I don't know. I think he does the interiors on. No, maybe not. No, it looks like it's. I don't recall. But I don't think there's a whole lot of interest in the rest of the series, so I don't know that the set's going to get you any more than just the number 1 by itself or a 1 and 2.
Yeah, I just hate
the number 2
art behind.
You pick it up for $1. You can sell it for $4 or $5 at a show, maybe if you play that game, setting up at a comic show or something like that. You know, it's not eBay worthy in my opinion, but. All right, and the last one, obviously, we know this book, Ultimate Fallout number 4. This is just more of a check as to where it currently stands. This book is not going down by any means. Still hovering or seeing uptick. This sold for $2,500 recently. A regular cover is selling for around $400, which is crazy for me to think personally. I know I went to a couple shops at times and bought 15 of them for $1 each. Number 1. This book was just overlooked for a long time, and it was not seen as valuable because there was so many of them produced at the time that people didn't think it would ever have value. Much like a book like New Mutants 98. Not that the character was not popular at the beginning. There was a lot of them out there. Obviously, we know that's different now. So it's one of those stories that you never know what's going to pop. Could that be, America Chavez? Vengeance was a $1 book for a long time. It's slowly on its way up. Now, I don't think America Chavez has much mass appeal as a Miles Morales or a Deadpool currently does, but same idea, I guess, is what I would say. The one I do think is a sleeper.
We also don't know how she'll be portrayed or how successful that Disney Plus show is. I mean, with The Mandalorian being as good as it was, I have renewed interest in all of these shows. Now, I get that they don't have Favreau behind them. But they've shown that they can produce like huge fan hits and that there's brand loyalty. So, I'm not sold, but I'm curious, interested, and got my eyes open about all of them.
The second prints on that, the one I wanted to mention is that Pacelli second print for Ultimate Fallout 4. Sarah Pacelli. It's the white
this
cover
is
one.
fascinating, John.
People
have talked about this before, and nobody seems to pick this up.
It just like it still does not hold any value. There's only 68 9.8s of the white cover second print. 68.
How many 9.8s are there of the variant?
The variant, 134. There's 1,400 of the regular cover 9.8s, which is honestly, I mean, it's a lot, but that tells you how many are out there. I've opened a bunch of them, and I never had one that didn't have the line down the middle on the back or whatever.
Yeah, I almost bought a lot of those second prints.
Yeah.
It was like a box of them that somebody grabbed off of eBay. They stole it too. I may have reported on that. I'm not sure.
I see people asking high prices for it, but I don't know that I ever see it selling.
Jimmy, you got a picture of that book for the people that are watching?
No,
I didn't grab one of it.
Okay.
There's 2 second prints. The one, it looks the same as the first print, but the first print has Ultimate Fallout covering up his face, so you didn't know who it was. The second print, they put his face on top of the trade dress.
It's a headshot is the one we're talking about.
Yeah, the headshot one it's a white cover. It's just his face with the half mask off.
Yeah, and you can pick those up for like $10. I think they're smart buys as a long-term play.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd pay $10 for it. If you can get,
I don't think you have to.
No, if you can get one that you think is a 9.8, $10 probably is not a bad idea. So, thank you for the input, Jimmy.
I think.
What did you guys think of? Yeah, go ahead.
No, what did I think of? Go on. You have any girlfriend? How's that going for you?
The rumor.
Oh, okay.
The rumor mill.
I thought we could do a throwback. No, nobody's in for a throwback. Okay, what's going on with the rumor mill this week?
What that one guy say last week? He said, "Yeah, spill the tea leaves" or something like that.
We literally have the best watchers and the smartest speculators in comics. Yeah, they're tremendous.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's witchcraft, the tea leaf stuff. But I guess the biggest rumor watch that's happened in the last few days is that Cyclone is apparently appearing in the Black Adam film. So I mean, this is rumored before. So this is supposed to be more confirmation that she's appearing as part of the JSA team. So her first appearance is Justice Society of America #1 from 2006. There is a 1 in 10 cover. And both of those books are really easy to find for, I guess, cover price, even in dollar bins. They're not really big books right now. But if this is true, you never know where those books might go. And it also depends on what this character is doing. So, I mean, if this is confirmed news, I would probably start selling them. I definitely wouldn't wait until the movie comes out because I don't think the character is going to be that big. But, yeah.
Yeah, if you could find it for $1 and get 15, I think that's a good day. Again, I agree. I don't know if the character means anything. That movie's not going to come out for a while. I mean,
it's supposed to come out next year, I think. Maybe no.
Black Adam.
Actually, you're right. I'm wrong. I'm thinking of something else. I read something else.
The question is whether or not they're going to dump Stargirl, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the rumor. If they brought this person on, that Stargirl may be gone.
Yeah, but who knows? And I guess
that show isn't out yet, right? I don't even know if that show came out yet. Stargirl TV show.
No. And the other book is All-Star Squadron 25.
Yeah, I mean, this character has been announced. I honestly forgot what show or movie this character was going to appear on. This Atom Smasher, who has been on one of the CW shows. But when the Cyclone news came out, they said that she would be attached to Atom Smasher. So it's more just a refresh that this book has some value. So for a Black Adam movie. Micronauts. What do you think about that?
How much?
I haven't heard much.
Some new casting rumors that have come out recently, or at least they came out with a cast list of who they want to cast, right?
Right. They came out with the character list of who they want to cast.
How much does the book sell for?
I don't know.
$20? $10?
I think it's still around $20.
$20?
All I know is I sold a bunch when the news got announced for it because we all know that this book has been around dollar bins for a long
Yeah,
time.
like who doesn't have a bunch of copies of Micronauts 1?
Yeah, I guess you could say that about Eternals. Everybody said Eternals for a long time, but Micronauts isn't going to have near the same impact as a MCU movie. So, yeah, so I guess that's good news that they're moving forward with it, because this is the Hasbro universe, correct? So we may finally get to see a ROM movie.
A man can dream.
Yeah. What do you think Rom's voice sounds like? Is he like Darth Vader, like a badass, or is he like Bender from Futurama?
Johnny Five, like Johnny Five Alive.
Oh,
like I saw this episode of Dr. Phil this week where it was a guy who said he was born a cybernetic being, and his mom brought him on. He's like, "No, you came out of me." He's like, "No, mother, I am half computer." It's so good. But anyways, I feel like
oh my god!
Hello, it is me. I am Rom. Welcome.
I have no legs.
And apparently she was like, "Yeah, and he has robotic movements too." I'm like, "What the heck?" Anyways, Dr. Phil is amazing. You should watch that show because it's good.
Phil, if you bring up Dr. Phil on this show again, it better be somebody come out with a new.
It's like the guy on Grandma's Boy.
Well, because this robot guy is apparently
awesome.
a SoundCloud rapper. Anyways, it doesn't matter. My point is,
he is.
Yeah, the other news that came out this week
with the SoundCloud rapper stuff
is about Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. See, I knew what it was called. I had a screen copy.
What is that? What is the Multiverse of Madness? What is that?
Isn't that what it's called? I don't know. Who knows? But
and also Grandma's Boy.
Is this Strange Tales 126? Right?
Yep.
What? Clea?
Yeah, first appearance of Clea, because apparently Clea is appearing in this film. She's
Remember when I said that and you told me I was stupid? And that was before everybody else?
No, I don't recall that.
Did I tell you were stupid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I like you are, but
that doesn't really narrow it down.
Yeah, like I don't know if one thing had to do with the other.
I should start fucking keeping score of when I'm right and you're wrong. Jesus Christ.
You're probably right most of the time because you probably won't take score of when you're wrong.
Fair
it's okay. I mean, I have no problem saying that you're right more than I am.
36-0, or
so, I think it's what 62%. So I don't, whatever you want to do, dude.
Okay. Professional gamblers just have to be, around the 60% mark. So
it's true. Hey, you guys like this book?
Too expensive already.
It's tough and high grade. Good Lord.
Yeah.
So old.
A crappy. Remember when we talked about Brother Voodoo? Was that last week? It said toilet paper copy goes for $100. Same with this book.
I got a copy of that first Brother Voodoo. I'm trying to flip. Oh gosh. Such a tough book.
Is it hard? Or is it hard getting the price you want?
I mean, in other words, there's just like little room if you can't press and crack.
If you're buying it now?
Yeah, well, no, I bought one a while ago. This will be my third copy. 2 raw, 1 slab. I was hoping to get a bump on the slab, and now I'm just like, ugh. So we'll see.
Well, they haven't announced.
It's hard with the numbers.
They haven't announced any casting for these yet, so I think that'll be...
well, and the rumor is that Clea's going to get an A-list celebrity, right? I mean, they're not saying that with Brother Voodoo. They're not saying that. We're going to, we're going to cast Denzel Washington. I mean, there's none of that. But with Clea, they've talked about everybody from Emily Blunt to, what's her name?
Could Emily Blunt be her though? I mean, I thought in this kind of, you can't really. Could she do a Jamaican accent?
John.
I have no idea.
Seems insensitive.
So
but
Gary
I don't know. We'll
Gary
see.
Thinks that Micronauts is going to make more than the Eternals movie. That would be funny.
Well, I noticed one book has been
Eternals will be huge for
rising a little bit, and I guess I could have put it in one of your segments, but I didn't. I left it towards the end for some reason.
Should have put it in the Market Watch.
Jimmy Strong's
right. Have you seen this? The World's Finest 153?
Okay.
So this book has the classic Batman slaps Robin meme thing. That's been popular for years. But a 9.0 sold last March for $200, and now like raw VG copies are selling for $100.
Hey, somebody with some talent, if you would make a
no, be quiet. Hello. This is why we meet you all the time. So, anyways, this book is it just seems to be on the rise, and it just seems to be something to think about. I don't know. I wrote
What
a
number
post
is it?
about it, but it's
153.
yeah, 153. It just seems to be on the rise. So who knows? What do I know?
Oh, I totally, especially in today's day and age, something dumb like this could.
Yeah,
worth
no, but this
$1,000
meme
to me.
first showed up in like 2006, so it's not like a new
Yeah.
thing. It's just now.
I don't think people knew where
Oh,
it was
George
from
quit.
for a long time.
George quit. Hilarious. Oh, imagine. But who knows? I unmuted him. He probably thinks he's still muted. But